everybody, hope you're doing good today. I'm out in my garden today checking out some of the frost damage that we had last night, and we definitely had some damage, and let me go show you. This tree is a crepe myrtle, and you notice all those brown leaves? Those are little leaves that were just leafing out this year. And the same can be said pretty much every crepe myrtle tree that we have in the yard. The leaves almost look like they've been burnt over a fire. And this is all frost damage. Last night we got down to 26 degrees. And of course I've got way too many crepe myrtles up to actually cover them, and they're too big for me to even try. And the crepe myrtles weren't the only things that took a hit. The grapevines really got hurt. All the new leaves that were coming out, they're all crispy and torn. But there are some bright spots. The hostas, even at 26 degrees, were uncovered and seem to have come out pretty good. I don't see any real damage on any of them. Other signs of stress may show later, but so far they look okay. I have a big Japanese maple here, and it looks perfect. I don't see any issues with it. A lot of times one of the things that can happen is that if you get too many cold temperatures in a row, then you end up with getting freezing sap inside the trees, and then that can break the trunk open and cause a lot of damage in there. Several years ago we had an issue like that, and a ton of crepe myrtles and Japanese maples that were in the area actually died from that. And I mean, that's just one thing to think about. Those are not native plants. They're all from Asia, and so they're not really accustomed to our temperature fluctuations. If you look here, I can see there is some damage right there on that crepe myrtle. Hopefully it's just foliage and it's not something to do with these trunks, because these trunks are really nice. I hate to lose one of them. But we are going to see some damage in the foliage and the canopies, and there's just no way I could have covered this. Except, I guess I could have done a water spray on top of it and tried to do that, but sometimes you have to just accept what nature brings you. So when protecting your plants from frost, there's a few things to remember. If you have to use plastic, you can, but make sure that the plastic does not actually touch the plants, because what happens is the cold will transfer right through the plastic and go right to the plant surface. It's almost like it's not even there. So tent it up, make sure it's supported under some way. The other thing is, if you have cloth will work fine, and you can drape that right over top of the plants. The cold doesn't transfer through like it does with plastic. In the past, I've used large pots. In fact, that's what I did over here last night, because I completely covered my potato plants with that large pot. Change that. But it was not effective, which probably means it got colder than that pot could protect it from. I'll definitely be keeping an eye on the plum tree. I was hoping to get some this year, but this may have done it in. Just have to wait and see at this point. And the same goes for the peach tree. We'll have to take a look at it and see how it does. That may not have gotten it. We might be warming up enough that these fruits will have recovered. So the best strategy when dealing with frost is, number one, wait until after the frost date has passed before planting outdoors. If you plant early, you just run the risk that you're going to have to cover, or that you're going to lose something. So just try to avoid that to begin with. If you have planted out, or maybe you have some things that have come out prematurely, cover as best as you can with cloth. If you don't have cloth, plastic is okay, as long as you tent the plastic over top of your plants and don't allow the plastic to actually touch the plants. Okay, because remember, that's going to have a transferring effect where the cold will transfer right onto the leaves and your leaves will still get damaged. So do the best you can with it. Don't worry about it too much, because a lot of these trees and a lot of these plants that have lost leaves now have secondary foliage that's going to come out. And once they do, they're going to be just fine. So the only thing we do have to worry about is if we were to have these frosts that are going from day after day after day. If we have 3 or 4 of these in a row, then we might see some other types of damage. But anyway, if you've enjoyed watching this video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll have more garden content coming your way. Thanks, and I hope you're having a great day.